Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 2026 graduation ceremony at Greenfield Central High School. We appreciate your attendance today. Thank you for being here. My name is Dan Walbaum. I'm the principal here at Greenfield Central. It is a tradition here at GC that we begin each graduation ceremony with an introduction of the young men and women who have enlisted in our military branches and or have achieved Eagle Scout rank, Eagle Scout recognition. So please help me welcome the following students. Emerson Birch, United States Army. Elijah Johnson, National Guard. Landon Ford, National Guard. Sev Lopez, National Guard. Paul Pajole, United States Army. Liam Taylor, National Guard. Zayden Tritch, who is an Eagle Scout and has also enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Jacob Varner, United States Navy. And Camden Yost, National Guard. And now to honor America, please stand if you are able for our national anthem. Graduates, you may keep on your caps. The anthem will be performed today by Greenfield Central seniors, Delaney Ball, Esther Bell, Nolan Fry, Tristan Lanham, Sarah Paul, and Evan Teskey. Welcome.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, of the brave.
What brand? It wasn't on my list. Thank you, singers, and thank you again to our enlistees. Just one example of the many talents of the class of 2026. There are several people who help us put on, and you may be seated, by the way, graduates, sorry. I knew I would forget something. There are many people who help us put on an event like this today, so I'd like to thank all of our school people involved with this, but obviously for their leadership of the school corporation, I'd like to introduce and thank Dr. Harold Olin, Dr. Jason Carey, and the board of school trustees. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our Cougar Pride Band under the direction of Chris Wing and Zach Crowder for your excellent music this morning and for sharing your talent with us throughout the school year. Thank you to our senior class sponsors, Brent Oliver, Jenny Holzhausen, and Sherry Foster. They have worked tirelessly to sponsor this senior class and put on a meaningful event today. As always, thank you to our MVP, Mrs. Connie Entrikin, who is an event planner extraordinaire for the beautiful setup of this stage and many other school events, especially over the past month or so. Thank you, Connie. Among the many departments who have helped us put on today's production, I'd like to thank our radio TV department, athletics department, and performing arts department. Thank you for all of your support in making this morning possible. And finally, thank you to all of our school staff members from pre-K through grade 12. There is no role that is too small in this school corporation. Our high school graduation program is a true community event. So those of you who are with us in the audience today, thank you for being a part of our community celebration. And finally, thank you, family and friends, for all that you have done to influence this class of 2026. It is a truly special group. I would like to thank you, all of you, graduates included, for being a part of Greenfield Central, the community, and choosing public education itself. When you choose public education, you choose to be part of something bigger than yourself. I want to recognize the students, families, and staff who have shared in that commitment. You chose public education. You chose this place, Greenfield Central. While our school is not perfect, that's part of what makes it special. Public education is open to everyone, every learner, every background, every story. It isn't always polished, but it is real. There are many opinions about public schools today, but I look to our students to see the real beauty. They make the most of their school experience, whether it's through Friday night lights, band practice, robotics, art, dance. You know I'll miss an activity or two here. Sometimes it's just the simple or very powerful act of showing up every day. I also look at our teachers and the countless other adults who consistently work to make our young people learn and improve. I look at our friend Steve Wary, who is retiring after a 35-year career in public education. So thank you, Mr. Wary, for all that you've done for countless students. Our students and staff practice every day exactly what we would hope for them. The ability to show up, to engage with the world, to think critically, and to stand up for what they believe in. That's the true spirit of public schools in general and Greenfield Central in particular. Yes, we learn academic skills, but we also learn how to live, work, and grow alongside each other. So graduates, wherever you go from here, I hope you will continue to value places like Greenfield Central. Places that welcome everyone, challenge everyone, and belong to everyone. That's the promise of public education and the beauty of a place like Greenfield Central. And it's also something that is definitely worth protecting. Congratulations to the class of 2026. You are loved. Now it's my privilege to introduce the superintendent of the Greenfield Central School Corporation, Dr. Harold Olin.
Good morning. Seniors, family members, teachers, and honored guests, we're excited to host all of you at Greenfield Central High School this morning. I have to admit, when I walked in here, I was just amazed by the support that we have here. Today's an academic milestone, and it's a special day for the 364 seniors in the Greenfield Central class of 2026. May 30th, 2026 is certainly a day worthy of celebration. I also want to extend a special thank you to the parents and family members of our graduates. Your support over the last 18 years makes a day like this possible. Like Mr. Walbaum, I also want to thank the Greenfield Central faculty and staff. Your collective dedication and commitment to our students were both essential to ensuring that each of our students crossed this particular finish line. Seniors, to you specifically, your attendance in today's ceremony shows the entire assembly that you have the vision to set goals and the determination to achieve them. Celebrate this accomplishment today. Take it all in. And then start planning your next goal. Take it from me, your learning should never stop. President Truman once said, "It's what you learn after you know it all that counts." So in that vein, I urge you to use today as a springboard to something greater. Some of you are heading to college in the fall. Some of you are joining the workforce. And as we noted just a few minutes ago, some of you will be serving our nation in military assignments. Every one of these pursuits is important, and they can add great value to our world. Of course, each of you will have a different journey in life after you leave the gym today. But remember this, as young adults with a diploma from Greenfield Central High School, you are equipped to continue on a successful journey. I challenge each of you to remember the values we've emphasized here at Greenfield Central, specifically those that are noted in the Cougar Way on the wall to the left of me here. Courage, hard work, integrity, and compassion. These principles will always guide you well, regardless of your pursuits and goals. If you adhere to these guidelines, your probability of continued success is certainly significantly elevated. Now, on to the formality here. By the authority given to me by the Board of the School Trustees, I hereby certify that the students before us have met all the requirements set forth by the Greenfield Central Community School Corporation and the state of Indiana. It is my honor and privilege to declare you graduates of the class of 2026. Congratulations.
I now have the pleasure of introducing my friend, Kendall Barrett, and her speech, The Puzzle.
I'd first like to start by thanking everyone for coming out today to celebrate the class of 2026. Without your support, none of this would be possible. In 2016, I was in second grade, sitting in these bleachers, watching my sister and her fellow classmates walk across the stage to receive their diplomas. At the time, I remember thinking how old the seniors looked and how far away high school felt, let alone graduation. And yet here we are, 10 years later, about to receive our own diplomas. I'm sure I speak for the majority of us when I say high school has flown by, from the time we toured the high school in 8th grade to now standing on stage at commencement. In that time, we have all gone through some substantial changes, whether it be our style, friends, or our personality. 4 years ago, I would have never even considered standing on this stage in front of my peers giving this speech. Admittedly, even when I signed up to audition in April, I had contemplated what I would even say. I didn't want to only focus on the future or just dwell on the end of high school. Instead, I decided to reflect on how far we've come in the past few years to allow us to move forward. We spent 4 years here growing and maturing into the people we hope to become, joining sports, clubs, and classes, attempting to find where we belong. We started as scared and slightly obnoxious freshmen, trying a little too hard to fit in and appear like we already know everything when we're actually clueless. But somewhere along the way, we discovered our place, our unique talents, and the individual value we bring. We learned to find where our authentic selves belong rather than forcing ourselves to fit into a space we think is right. As we prepare to leave today, we reminisce on all the moments and people we are going to miss. The proms, homecomings, games, teammates, and time spent with friends. But there's also a quiet sense of relief knowing the late nights of homework, tired mornings, and desperately trying to find a parking spot are behind us. At the time, the long, tiring days seemed insignificant and redundant, like an endless routine repeating day after day. But now, as we are about to graduate, the same walk to our classes, passing the same faces, and sitting at the same table for lunch each day is all about to change. We get the opportunity to make new routines with new people in a completely different environment. And as we are ready to move forward, we can look back at high school as a giant jigsaw puzzle. Each day, a new piece that slightly changes the developing picture, acting as a collection of memories and experiences that shape us into the people we are today. At graduation, we get to connect our final piece together, completing the elaborate picture of our high school years with unforgettable stories and adventures we now get to admire. But tomorrow, we have to pull the pieces apart, scrambling them into the box to start again. This time building an even greater, more intricate picture with far more pieces. And in 10 years from now, we can open the box of our jumbled pieces to reflect on the people we once were and the memories we accumulated while recognizing the progress we have made. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce my friend and your student speaker, Ms. Julianne Pearl Jones.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to be one of many to congratulate you all once again. We did it. To the class of 2026, I'm glad and thankful for our years together. To the teachers that have supported us throughout this entire year, thank you. And to our parents who have given us the support that we craved, you have done amazing. As I'm standing before you all today, I have the privilege to speak to you, for you, and about you. We have finally made it, and it's onto the real world, or at least that's what the adults around us call it. While we start on this journey and look into real life, there's one thing we've been consistently reminded of: the climb. A phrase to remind us that life will be a journey, a battle. It will be difficult. And yet, there's a beautiful view waiting for us at the summit. While this may make many of you roll your eyes, or sigh deeply, or whisper to the person next to you, Miley Cyrus wrote The Climb in 2007, published it in 2008, and it has been a hit ever since. Why I bring this up are these years matter, as they were the years we were born in. A couple years later, with our little backpacks, we started kindergarten, preschool, and now we're here, finally, as we're walking the stage. As Miley said, there's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. We're about to encounter some of the largest mountains we'll ever face, alone, for the first time. We might know a little something about English or AI on a math test or something like that, but there's so much we don't know and we don't understand. This is our privilege. We are facing things that we don't understand, and we have the opportunity. But you have to understand me when I say that we are ready. And I'll be honest, whoever you were in high school doesn't really matter. It only matters to my mom in the stands over there that I'm up here talking right now. You have the opportunity to tackle the next phase of your life any way you choose. Prideful, enduring, spiteful even. It's up to you. This is your opportunity. You are no longer confined to the labels imposed upon you. You have the choice to move your mountain. But in order to move it, you have to attack it. Miley follows that line. It's always going to be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're going to have to lose. And when you do, because eventually you will, attack it with the tenacity and honesty you need to succeed. Our perseverance is what makes us special, what makes us stronger. The mountains we climb will be large and difficult, but when you take that stumble, take the next step in stride. The next day will be easier than the day that you just came from. Persevere. It is not pretty, it is not easy, but you have that choice. And for the first time ever, we are responsible for every aspect of our lives. Now remind yourselves, in the final words of Miss Cyrus, it's not about how fast I get there. It's not about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. Take each step pridefully. Enjoy your journey. From the moment you leave these doors, you're presented with endless opportunities. Take them. Get excited for this real life that we've been promised. Make your life the best version that you can, and enjoy the climb. Lastly, congratulations on achieving this milestone. You completed this mountain swiftly. Now, go find another one and tackle it better than you did this one. Thank you.
Our next speaker will be our faculty speaker this morning, Ms. Miranda Anderson. She's worked here at Greenfield Central for 20 years. Prior to teaching here, she worked at Conner Prairie. She got her bachelor's degree in anthropology at Purdue University, her master's in anthropology at Wichita State University, and transitioned to teaching license through Indiana Wesleyan University. Ms. Miranda Anderson has greatly impacted the class of 2026 by her style of teaching, student engagement, and her personality. Please join me in giving Ms. Miranda Anderson a warm welcome to the podium.
Thank you, Evan. Greetings, graduates, students, families, staff, and administration. I'm truly honored by this invitation to speak as the faculty speaker at this year's commencement ceremony. On the morning that I was asked to be this faculty speaker by the Senior Class Council, I had been thinking about the word witness. I don't really know why it was popping into my head. However, I couldn't let go of it, and I kept thinking about it. And so I felt the need, or I felt I needed to make note of it somewhere, and I did that day. Upon entering school, and once the Senior Class Council had approached me to serve as the staff speaker, I then knew why the word witness was pertinent to my thoughts that day. There are several definitions of witness. One of the main definitions of witness includes having knowledge of an event or a change from personal observation or even experience. James Baldwin, an author who wrote about the African American experience and the civil rights movement in the United States, explored themes of personal and collective identity in America. One of his main ideas that he wrote about concerned being or bearing witness to events in the civil rights timeline. He divided his time between the US and France and often participated in marches and protests during the civil rights movement and spoke at university events. He witnessed many of the defining moments of the era firsthand, including the profound losses of key civil rights leaders who he personally knew, such as Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King Jr. For me, being a teacher of history, I've been able to read, research, and have many of the historic examples shared with my students over the years. As graduating seniors of the class of 2026, your school community, your friends, and your family have served as witnesses to your timeline. Greenfield Central School Corporation, your friend group, and your family members have seen you grow through successes, failures, challenging moments, and even achievements. Your family has encouraged you through those difficult moments, provided emotional support, and celebrated milestones along the way. They have stayed up late helping you study for tests, preparing for driving lessons, sat with you in the car drop-off line for early practices and competitions. They've volunteered countless hours at your school and listened when you felt overwhelmed. Your family members have reminded you of your own strength and celebrated every accomplishment. They have witnessed the person that you have become, not only in moments of achievement, but also in moments of trouble and doubt, perseverance and growth, and they will continue to do so. Your friends throughout the years have seen and experienced the everyday moments that have shaped your school life, from stress and uncertainty to moments of riotous laughter. They have sat beside you in classrooms, worked with you on projects, talked with you at lunch and into the late evening, and shared the excitement of extracurriculars, competitions, and senior traditions. They've witnessed your inside jokes, your nervousness before a presentation, and conversations about the future. In many ways, they have become witnesses to the small moments in everyday life that may never appear on a transcript or an award, but ultimately defined your school experience. Lastly, your coaches, teachers, and mentors have also witnessed your growth as students and individuals. They watched you develop confidence, discipline, leadership, and resilience over time. Teachers have witnessed your curiosity and determination in the classroom. Coaches have seen teamwork, sacrifice, and perseverance on the field, the stage, and the concert. And mentors have offered guidance during moments of uncertainty and encouraged you to aim higher than you thought possible. These individuals have celebrated not only academic and extracurricular success, but also the maturity and the responsibility that you have developed along the way. Together, these individuals stood as witnesses to your timeline of events and have often helped to shape the trajectory of your future journey. Being a witness means more than just simply observing. As James Baldwin has described through his research and writing, the witness also has two responsibilities. First, the witness needs to reflect on their own life and position in society. And second, to use that understanding to create and lead active participation in public life. Thus, your background will serve you well with your history and experience going forward. However, you will ultimately be the one to go out and participate and make contributions in this community. Many of you in the graduating class of 2026 have immense accomplishments. Some are noted in scholarship recipients, university and trade school acceptances, participation in state and national competitions, and so much more. Baldwin noted, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." Graduation honors more than only these high accomplishments. It honors endurance, the ability to rise after setbacks, to face challenges that we never expected, and to continue growing through them. James Baldwin said in his book, Another Country, "So what can we really do for each other except just love each other and be each other's witness? And haven't we got the right to hope for more so that we really can stretch into whoever we really are?" As a graduate, you will continue to be a witness for others in their lives and to be active in the community. It has been my immense honor to be a witness to the daily lives of students at Greenfield Central High School over the past 20 years, and in particular today for the graduating class of 2026. As I close, please remember that you will continue to witness history in your own lives and in the lives of others. May you continue to be the witness in the world all around you and to add to it with compassion, courage, and purpose. There are many things that I wish for all of you. I wish you luck and perseverance, and finally, I wish you all the successes on your life's path. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson. One of the tenets of the Cougar Way, as you can see, is integrity. And sometimes integrity means that you have to admit to a mistake. And I made a mistake when we had our military enlistees. So I'd like to recognize Mr. Nate Cochran and thank you for your enlistment and service. The class of 2026 is the second class at Greenfield Central to incorporate the school's Latin Honors designation. The Latin Honors occur in 3 categories and each signify different levels of academic achievement. Cum laude means graduating with honor. It recognizes students who have a grade point average between 3.6 and 3.79. Those students are wearing a white cord today in recognition of this achievement. So would you please stand at this time? You may remain standing. Magna cum laude means with great honor, and it recognizes students who have earned a grade point average between 3.8 and 3.99. Those students are wearing a blue and white cord in recognition of the achievement. Please stand. And finally, summa cum laude means with highest honor. At this school, that recognizes students who have earned a grade point average of 4.0 or higher. Those students are wearing gold, blue, and white cords in recognition of the achievement. Please stand. Congratulations to all of our Latin Honors graduates. At this time, we will begin the presentation of diplomas. You may be seated.
Oh, that'll screw me up. They're coming from that way first. Evan Patrick Teskey. Evan Riley Pangburn. Alyssa Alexandria Kitkoff. Kendall Elaine Barrett. Julianne Pearl Jones. Kaylee Adams. Faith Alexis Adcock. Margaret R. Ames. Bryn Nicole Anderson. Carson Michael Anderson. Julian Dean Anderson. Catherine Hope Antle. Joshua Lee Adam Asher Mitchell. Anthony Ayala Garcia. Hayden M. Baker. Kate L. Baker. Delaney Grace Ball. Aaliyah Barnes. Felicity Quinn Barrington. Jalen Barton. Ailey M. Bates. Michael Lee Batt, Jr. Callista A. Bauer. Jace Gavin Bauman. Jerry Miguel Baxon. Trenton Kenneth Beaver. Cheyenne Gloriana Bell. Esther Evangeline Bell. Braylon Jeffrey Benavente. Romy Benz Bennett. Edward Macedo Bernal. Nolan J. Blazek. Memphis A. Blevins. Addison Kate Blomberg. Maylee L. Bouchard. Are you Hailey? Hailey Annette Boylan. Madison Renee Brewer. Adriana Rose Brown. Keegan R. Brown. Tucker Allen Brown. Elijah Thomas Bryson. Lucinda E. Buchanan. Emerson Grace Birch. Emmett R. Bird. Brooklyn D. Burdine. Reagan R. Bergen. Sophie J. Burris Sturgill. Joseph Wayne Caceres. Cale G. Caldwell. Cody Jackson Campbell. Abigail Elizabeth Capon. Sophia Marie Capon. Christian B. Cherelis. Olivia Marie Cleveland. Nathan Dale Cochran. Zora Isabel Coe. Chloe Ann Coffinberry. Aiden William Colwell. Gustavo Alexis Contreras Barajas. Peyton Lee Cook. Reese Lillian Cooksey. Taylor Abigail Cooksey. Shayla Creech. Madison B. Crockett. Kylie Mae Crosby. Aaron Avery Daniels. Timothy James DeRosa. Joseph W. Davenport III. Landon T. Davis. Kylie A. Day. Malachi C. Deering. River Miles Degner. Ashlyn Elizabeth Devlin. Alyssa F. Dodds. Faith Elizabeth Dorr. Christina L. Dorling. Cohen Scott Doyle. Ethan M. Drewley. Braden Anthony Duffin. Jenna Eeks. Makai R. Einspar. Mason J. Elkins. Michael T. England. Addison E. English. Ian Padraig Irwin. Landon Kyle Essex. Blake Patrick Evans. Tegan Fair. Caitlin M. Farnell. Brooke Kinsey Faree. Lele Lee Philibrown. Luke Cameron Fisher. Ava Lynette Flowers. Landon Wade Ford. Dylan Edward Foster. Dylan B. John Franklin. Nolan Robert Fry. Dylan Wade Fox. Lauren Mackenzie Gallagher. Camden Jason Gardner. Chloe Jamae Gardner. Claire Ann Gardner. Elizabeth M. Garvey. Gracelyn May Garvey. Ava Lynn Gentry. Paxton Stephen Gerhart. Skylar Jamison Gibbs. Gage Michael Gibson. Josue Joaquin Godinez. Heaven Lee Gonzalez. Laney Joe Good. Addison Elizabeth Gordon. Frederick Jameson Gordon. Faith Leanne Grayson. Carter Blake Lee Gregory. Marley J. Griffin. Zachary Michael Griffin. Jonathan Kaler Grimes. Taylor Addison Guzik.
Colton Lee Hall. Gabriel Scott Hall. Dakota D. Hamilton. Austin L. Hammonds. Richard Dane Hancock. Gage Allen Hanlon. Faith Danielle Hardwick. Maya Marie Haar. Nathan P. Harris. McKenna Nicole Hatcher. David Paul Heller. Tristan E. Helsley. Wyatt Henderson. Amelia K. Hilt. Nicholas S. Himes. Caden X. Heiner. Cooper Douglas Hinton. Faith Ann Hobbs. Wayne L. Holder. Jacob D. Hoover. Sean Robert Hopkins. Simon A. Hopper. Jaden S. Hosting. Griffin Gale Howell. Cameron Brooke Huber. Christopher Sean Huff. Wyatt O'Banion Simpson Hughes. Nora Elizabeth Hull. Isaiah Bradley Humes. Cammie Jennifer Hunt. Quinn Michael Hurst. Mia Michelle Hutcherson. Kenzie Noel Ingerman. Braylon Ann Elizabeth Jacobs. Sonia E. Jarsdorfer. Jaden May Jameson. Kason Ray Jarnicki. Austin L. Johnson. Elijah Jacob Johnson. Marin Violet Johnson. Marlena Meadow Johnson. Autumn Lynn Jones. Bailey Ray Jones. Brooklyn Ray Jones. Miranda Nicole Jones. Natalie Grace Jones. Rihanna Marie Jones. Alexandria C. Kahn. Cameron Mark Kelly. Sophia Renee Kemp. Delaney Nicole Kent. Owen Michael Kirchhoff. Madison June Kessler. Cooper Michael Knapp. Brady Allen Kinnett. Logan James Kramer. Colton A. Kurtz. William Richard Landis III. Carson Edward Langley. Tristan Allen Lanham. Gracie Lynn Elizabeth Lathan. Lee Liao. Lily Likens. Gracie E. Lip. Severiano Lopez. Gregory Samuel Lucien. Kaylee Grace Lund. Riley Grace Lunsford. Brooklyn Rosalie Lynch. Colin Jean Mahoney. Bradley Michael Millay. Kenley K. Martin. Madison Leanne Matlock. Kylie Ann Mayberry. Amara Grace McAllister. Paige Ann McCarley. Logan Allen McConnell. Gabriel B. McCormack. Jordan Dean McMullen. Braden A. McPherson. Declan Finn McPherson. Jack B. Mybuyer. Alexis A. Melendez. Gunnar P. Merriman. Aiden Brian Michael. Alexander Joseph Mahalik. Kaylee Paige Michaelisco. Colton Daniel Miller. Mason M. Miller. Precious Thay Fe Mirasol. Jacob Mitchell. Casey Marie Moles. Emily Rose Montgomery. Elena R. Morrison. Madeline Grace Moss. Clayton Daniel Mullins. Colston J. Mullins. Keegan Lee Munden. Charles Will Mernan. Braden A. Murray. Matthew Cassius Nance. Princess Danielle Navarre. Camden A. Newkirk. Ryan L. Newton. Hui M. Nguyen. Walker Lee Knoll. Ethan Ray Ortwine. Joe Robert Parker. Sarah Rose Paul. Ross Peters. Bailey Aaron Peterson. Colton B. Pettijohn. Bryson Owen Phillips. Stormy Lee Pogue. Brody Pope. Charlea Andriana Olivia Posier. Jackson Mark Prangy. Micaiah Lene Prince. Paul Nathan Pujol.
Blaine E. Pulis. Jonah Carmen Rankin. Ava Renee Ratliff. Austin Joshua Red. Degas Sullivan Redinger. Anthony Allen Redmond III. Caden Scott Redmond. Mia Elizabeth Reed. Veronica Lynn Ryer. Caitlin Teresa Reynolds. Landon James Reynolds. Savannah Paige Ryle. Devlin Kale Richards. Carson Ray Richardson. Charlotte Joe Reilly. Ariel K. Rigdon. Katie A. Rigney. James Douglas Ripley. Isaac Mitchell Roberts. Madison Faith Robinson. Derek K. Rohde. Angel Samuel Rodriguez. Lexined Rodriguez Rivera. Maureen Isabel Rodriguez Trujillo. Nolan R. Roots. Isabella Carly Rosa. Addison Blair Rossetti. Sydney Blake Rossetti. Connor Royce. Hunter E. Rubio. Addison J. Rugenstein. Braden M. Rutledge. Carolina May Sanders. Zabri J. Sargent. Reagan E. Saxon. Luca James Schaefer. Evelyn R. Sheeney. Michael Gustav Sheeney. Haley Claire Schnecker. Evelyn Elise Sugar. Noah L. Seats. Chloe Jade Shepard. Abigail Renee Shepard. Caitlin Marie Sika. Larry Silver. Roger Danny Silvola. Annabelle Simpson. Braden M. Simpson. Nicholas Cole Sorosky. Cora Sitton. Lennon Keith Slaybaugh. Chloe F. Slattery. Braden Michael Smith. Carmen Caroline Smith. Dylan Matthew Smith. Joseph T. Smith. Tavaria Ann Smith. Trevor Daniel Smith. Morgan Solhan. Hugo Lorenzo Solo. Elijah Andrew Spear. Drelyn Nicole Spencer. Nevaeh Dawn Sperling. Rose Naisha St. Fort. Jordan Joel Stafford. Remy Stearns. Jamie Steele. William A. Stevenson. Caitlin Autumn Stewart Shade. Jalen Storch. Mason Alexander Stoughton. Olivia Grace Strickland. Emma Dell Summers. David Sunjic. Bethsaida Felicia Said El Supri. Jace E. Swales. Lorelei Marie Swanson. Stay Jacques Eric Sylvain. Parker R. Takash. Logan R. Tapp. Liam Thomas Taylor. Nathaniel Robert Taylor. Keith Terry. Freddie Tevis. Cheyenne K. Thomas. James A. Thomas. Mason Anthony Thompson. Zayden Matthew Trich. Zechariah L. Tunstall. Micah L. Turner. Elijah K. Tuttle. Selah M. Volley. Jerson Vargas Jr. Jacob M. Varner. Lila Marie Wagner. Emma E. Wall. Zachary David Walker. Rain Emberly Wallace. David Christopher Wasson. Zachariah Joe Noel Waterman. Jenna Elizabeth Ann Watkins. Cadence Elise Westbrook. Jacob A. Wicker. Fallon Shea White. Madison Taylor White. Ava Marita Wilhelm. Amon Therese Williams. Anthony Terrell Williams. Carter Matthew Wilson. Storm Wilson. Ruby Ray Wilson. Zachary B. Wilson. Kristen Renee Weininger. Gavin Thomas Whitman. Matthew George William Wyand. Yumi Yang. Camden Scott Yost. Audrey Ann Zentz. Cade Edward Zuber. Spencer L. Cobb.
Shake my hand.
All right, class of 2026, we've made it. We're all here together as a class one last time. I want to thank each of you for showing up through all the events we've hosted throughout the year. Without your guys' school spirit and showing up, the underclassmen wouldn't know what to do in the future years. So I look forward to seeing you all thrive in life. And with that, class of 2026, I ask you to turn your tassel. And congratulations!
Okay to turn this off? Yeah. Good idea.
La estrella, después.